Good evening, Nick. It's Monday, October 27th, which is only a date that I wrote down about at least 100 times, and I mean that literally today. And today's video comes to you in 4 parts. Part 1, guess the mystery liquid in my blue plastic cup. I don't know, I just felt like I needed something silly to do today, so seriously, guess what's in my blue cup? The answer is not nothing, but if you do guess it, or if somebody else guesses it in the comments, they get to punish me, and if, Nick, you're wrong, it doesn't matter, you don't get punished, it's just give you a chance to punish me because, hey, why not? Part 2, Nintendo 3DS. Nick, I don't know if you already have one, but if you don't, you need to get one, and if you do, we need to figure out a way to exchange friend codes in a non-textual way because I need to kick your butt at Super Smash Bros. I mean, after I get good at it again. I mean, I can only beat Classic Mode on 4.0 difficulty right now because I guess I kind of suck. But once I get good again, I want to beat you because that's what friends do. They beat each other at Super Smash Bros. Part 3, new favorite Doctor Who dialogue exchange. Sorry, I didn't have a sonic screwdriver for that one, but it's a prop kind of day and I just had to go with it. Nick, this exchange of dialogue is from Mummy on the Orient Express between Clara and the 12th Doctor. Clara says, You knew this was no relaxing break. You knew this was dangerous. To which the Doctor responds, I didn't know. I certainly hoped. And Nick, I really love this exchange of dialogue basically because, well, that's how I get into social situations. Like, I love meeting random people, I love random adventures, I love not knowing what's going on and then getting the chance to figure it out. I love figuring things out, it's just awesome. And so I like to go into situations where I don't know what's going on, because that's the mystery, that's the fun. And so, yeah, unfortunately sometimes I drag people along with me and then they get a little peeved. And so I kind of, identify with the Doctor a little bit here, but yeah, definitely my favorite new Doctor Who dialogue, at least for now. Last but not least, part 4, economics. So Nick, I'm always reading about what's going on in economics, so I think it's interesting, I think it's important. I don't always understand everything, but I want to try to educate myself as best as I can. But I always read things like deflation is bad or inflation is bad, and I kind of came to this strange conclusion. So I actually wrote this one down and I'm going to read it to you. I'm beginning to believe that this economics game is rigged. Inflation is good for business because it pushes down costs and allows them to export more cheaply. It sucks for consumers because wages seldom keep pace with inflation, driving down their purchasing power. Deflation is bad for business because it makes markets tougher to compete in, so they have to cut costs, usually involving cutting employee wages or firing people, which drives down the purchasing power of ordinary people. I know this is overly simplified, but this is what economists and journalists tell us in the news, which is basically that non-business owners get screwed at every turn. Something is wrong here. It is either the system is rigged against the middle and lower class people, or that economists and journalists are not being 100% honest in the press, or both. No matter the circumstance, I don't like it. And Nick, the part of that I want you to really take away from it is the part about the press. I mean, Nick, especially when it comes to economics, which is something that most people just don't really understand, the fact that experts, economists, and journalists write things and then express their opinion within those things, and nobody can even agree what any of the data means, that makes it really tough for anyone to make any kind of decision, especially ordinary citizens who really just don't understand everything. I know plenty of people would love to be economics experts, but let's face it, not everybody has the time to do that and still do all of the data and all the things that are necessary for this economy to actually run smoothly. Long story short, people who report economics news are both bad people and bad trees. Nick, I'll see you on Wednesday.